Welcome to In the Zone with your host DJ Slim Cutter, aka soon to be your favorite DJ. And I got a real good show for everybody this week. But before we get into it, I just want to remind everybody once again to hit me up at DJ Slim Cutter. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Gmail. So hit me up with your questions, comments, and I would definitely answer back as soon as I can. And never know, you might be on the next week's show. First topic I want to talk about is the Saints bounty that's been going on this week. If you guys are not familiar with that, the New Orleans Saints, they have this program with the bounty, and it's basically defensive players, they getting paid to hit the opposing team really hard, or even take the opposing team out of a football game, and which is not really sanctioned by the NFL. And it was started by the former defensive coordinator, Greg Williams. He's now the defensive coordinator for the St. Louis Rams now. But what I want to say about it is this thing been going on for a long time in the NFL, and I think the media has been overplaying, over-exaggerating the situation by the verbiage that's being used by bounty. But every team seems to have a program like this. I've been seeing a lot of different players around the league talking about, oh, we do this too. I mean, even Brett Favre was saying that the hits that he was taking in that game, the Saints won in the Super Bowl, he was saying that those hits was legal. And I just think the Saints are getting a bad rap about this. And, you know, me being a Saints fan, I think they should get fined. You know, even if they lose some draft picks, I agree with that. But I even heard people like Lil Wayne talking about the Saints should get stripped of their Super Bowl. And that's just ridiculous. So when it comes down to it, I think this situation is just getting over-exaggerated. And it should just be something that easily just blows over. So if you guys haven't been paying attention to ESPN this week, you notice that Peyton Manning is no longer a coach. It was a sad, sad day, but he's moving on. The organizations decided to move on with Andrew Luck or RG3. We don't know exactly who they're going to draft, but most likely it's Andrew Luck. So Peyton Manning is moving on. And a lot of people was asking, where do I think Peyton Manning might end up? Honestly, I think he might end up with Arizona, and here's why. Peyton Manning like playing in the dome. They play in the dome. Well, they play inside like a dome. And they got a top-notch receiver in Larry Fitzgerald. They have enough money to sign Reggie Wayne, because Reggie Wayne is a free agent. They can sign him. They might even sign Jeff Saturday, the Pro Bowl center from the Colts, which Peyton Manning loves. They got a good defense, which Peyton Manning loves, and he got a smart head coach in Kent Wisenhunt, which is going to let him have the offensive freedom that he wants. So to me, it just seemed like that's the best situation for him. A lot of people saying New York Jets, you know, Denver Broncos, Seattle. I don't see any of those teams. You know, I think it's either I really think it's only down to two teams, Arizona and Miami. But I really think Peyton Manning might end up with Arizona Cardinals. WTF moment, here we go. I'm about to go into this week, man. I hope you guys ready to grab your popcorn, because I'm going in. First person I want to talk about this week is Lil Wayne. Man, Lil Wayne used to be my favorite rapper at one point. You know, especially being from Louisiana, you know, I was proud of this guy. But the last couple of years, he just been doing some of the weirdest stuff. And I can't take it no more. I have to express my feelings, and I just gotta say what's on my chest, because I've been holding this in for a long time. I mean, first it was a few years ago when he was kissing. He had that little situation when he kissed Baby in the mouth, talking about that's mafia. Look, I ain't seen plenty of mafia movies. I seen Scarface a million times. I seen Casino a million times. Heat, Goodfellas, all these movies. I never seen a gangster mafia person kiss somebody in the mouth. So mafia, nah, no. So I was thinking about that. So I let that pass. I said, okay, you know, this, I don't know what they do. I wouldn't kiss. I haven't even kissed my own daddy in the mouth, but you know, hey, that's just me. But I'm just saying, like, I gave that a pass. Then I saw Lil Wayne wearing these leggings. I know he didn't get those pants out the men's section. You know, I'm not a person that wear tight jeans, but I gave that a pass. So after that, I mean, Lil Wayne just had this thing. He has a big influence. He even had Justin Bieber thinking about wearing these tight women pants, thinking that was cool.
Now, Justin, is it true that you wear women's jeans because they fit better?
No, I said it, and I said it like I have worn a pair of women's jeans, but like so did Wayne, and so like I mean
that doesn't make it right. Bro.
So after that, I gave that a pass. Like, you know, it's cool. I'll give Wayne another pass. Then I'm watching the basketball game. I'm watching my boy LeBron James, you know, doing this thing. I see Lil Wayne on the sideline. This boy got on some astronaut moon boots on. I'm like, what is this? So that's 3 strikes, right? 3 strikes, you out. So I'm like, man, I can't fool with Lil Wayne no more. He dropped the Carter 4, which was garbage. I was like, I can't deal with him. So I'm watching the All-Star game, and I'm looking at this interview that he did with Dennis Scott, and just check it out. This is weird.
Who's gonna be MVP?
I think it's gonna be. I honestly, can I get 3? Can I get 3 choices? All right. I think it's gonna be either LeBron. I think it's gonna be either Chris Paul. Or I think it's gonna be the Black Mamba.
You're like, Black Mamba. You saw he put that lean in it, Black Mamba. This fool was on Kobe Bryant nuts harder than Vanessa Bryant. Speaking of Kobe, man, anybody seen that mask Kobe had on the other night, that black mask? When I saw that mask, I automatically thought about this. Man, and then this was the final draw that broke my back right here. I was doing my research on the Saints bounty, and I run across this video of Lil Wayne, basically doing the same thing I'm doing, talking about sports and stuff on camera. I was like, cool, I'm gonna check it out. Wayne, cool, he should know something about sports. I'm gonna check it out. This fool had the nerve, the audacity to say that the Saints should lose a Super Bowl ring because of this Saints bounty. And I was like, man, this dude, he gotta be drinking too much lean. He gotta be smoking too much weed. I don't know what's going on. When I saw him make that statement, I automatically thought about this.
Look at me, boy. Don't you smoke crack?
Yes, sir.
You know what that does to you? Huh?
No, sir.
It kills your brain cells, son. It kills your brain cells. Now, when you're destroying your brain cells, you're doing the same thing as killing yourself. You're just doing it slower. Now, I say if you want to kill yourself, don't fuck around with it. Go on and do it expeditiously. Now, go on and jump.
That's all I gotta say about Lil Wayne, but I got one more victim on the list. I gotta talk about Chris Brown. That was my Chris Brown voice. I know it wasn't that good, but anyway. So I was watching the Grammys the other night, and it took me a while to watch it. I had it on my DVR for a couple weeks, but I decided to watch it. And I'm watching Chris Brown perform, and I'm like, man, Chris Brown had a really good year. And he almost made me forget about that Rihanna situation. I almost forgot about that, and I almost forgot about this too.
Did you think it was going to end?
That's all I kept thinking the whole time. When is it going to stop? When is it going to stop? He had no soul in his eyes. Just blank. He was clearly blacked out.
Rihanna said he had no soul in his eyes. I forgot about all of that. And I was just like, man, Chris Brown doing his thing. But then I'm watching TV late night and I run across this story of Chris Brown stealing this girl's cell phone. Check this out.
Chris Brown is in trouble again. The hip-hop star has been accused of stealing a fan's iPhone. The Grammy winner, who's on probation until 2014 for beating Rihanna, could be arrested on suspicion of robbery by sudden snatching. Last weekend, Chris was leaving the Miami club Cameo, and as he got into his black Bentley, a fan took out her cell and snapped a pic. That's when she says he reached through his car window, snatched her phone from her hands, and said, "You ain't going to put that on no website." He then allegedly took the iPhone 4S, rolled up his car window, and drove off.
You stealing cell phones now, dog? Cell phones from a fan? That's crazy. Like, you gonna start stealing purses now? Come on, bro. Like, you got it. You getting out of control, man. I don't know what to say about this dude. Like, every time you want to try to move past it, he do something else dumb. But at the same time, I kind of want to talk about Rihanna too, because Rihanna had me fooled. When she got beat up by Chris, I was like, oh man, I felt so bad for this girl, this and that. But, you know, this past week, a lot of this controversy has been going on because Chris Brown and Rihanna did a couple songs together. And Rihanna got this song called Birthday Cake, and Chris was on the remix. And if you guys hear this song or listen to the words of this song, you be like, man, I know they still kicking it. You know what I'm saying? And just whenever we finish this show, Google that and listen to that song, and then you just know what I'm talking about. But I got put on by something. Rihanna was getting into it on Twitter with Chris Brown's new girlfriend. So apparently they had this picture showed up with Chris Brown's new girl and him. They was somewhere, just a random picture. So Rihanna saw this picture and she posted this tweet on Twitter of a pack of rice cakes with the same earrings and sunglasses as the girl had on in the picture. So that sound like jealousy to me. That means she still got feelings for this dude. So, you know, I have to salute the girlfriend, Miss Tran. So she tweeted back the Nicki Minaj line from Stupid Ho. She was basically saying, "I'm Angelina, you Jennifer, you see where Brad at." And when I saw that, I was cracking up. I was like, you got her, because I was kind of thinking like, man, Rihanna was kind of down low for making a tweet like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be borderline racial, you know? So, you know, I was thinking like, good for her. I'm glad she clapped back at Rihanna, you know? But to make the long story short, while I was fooled, Rihanna was like, oh man, Chris Brown, he had no soul in his eyes. He had no soul. But at the same time, I think the whole time she really wanted to be with this dude, even after she got her ass whooped. But the thing is, the media and her fans wasn't going to allow that to happen, because she knew that if she was to stay with Chris Brown that whole time, her career would have went downhill. But you can see just from this situation that she really want to be with this guy. And not saying that she should or she shouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, just be honest. Stop, like, you know, doing this because, you know, you're trying to make some bread. If that's what you wanted to do the whole time, like, look, he made a mistake, I'm going to forgive him. She should have just did that from jump. So that's all I had to say about that. Well, that's my show this week. Before I end the show off, I want to give a shout out to my dad. He just got promoted in the Army, Command Sergeant Major, which is a very big deal. So shout out to my dad. People always wonder, like, why I always salute when I say my name, because I'm basically giving a shout out to my dad every time you see me salute. So I want to just give a shout out to him. Next week, I'm going to do a special March Madness bracket show. So pay attention next week. I will put it up. I'm going to put up my predictions, the whole bracket, put my predictions up, give you my Final Four, who I think are going to be national champion. So stay tuned to that. Once again, thank you for watching. And I'm your host, DJ Slim Cutter, a.k.a. soon to be your favorite DJ. And remember, always stay in the zone. Peace.
Don't let me get in my zone. 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 The stars is in the building. They hands to the ceiling. I know I'm about to kill it. How you know I got that feeling? You are now watching the throne. Don't let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone. I'm definitely in my zone.